Welcome to the YouTube search bar, the starting point for thousands of 3D modeling projects for many aspiring 3D artists. You type in the exact 3D model you want to create, 3D character tutorial, vehicle modeling for film, game environment tutorial. You hit enter, and the great search begins. The almighty YouTube algorithm has just served you thousands of piping hot search results. Hours spent scrolling, trying to find that perfect tutorial that closely matches your project. And even when you do find that gem that truly helps, it's back to square one with each new type of asset that you're trying to create. Like many beginners, I once believed that different types of 3D models like vehicles, characters, or environments required an entirely different workflow. But what if I told you that mastering a simple step-by-step approach could allow you to create a wider range of 3D models effectively and save you countless hours of searching through tutorials? Each asset has unique characteristics and details, but the foundational process of 3D modeling remains surprisingly consistent and much simpler than you might think. What's going on, you 3D modeling beasts? This is JL Musi. I've worked in film and video games. I've created educational content for companies like Autodesk, and my 3D software reviews have been featured in PC Mag. In this video, you'll learn how to 3D model anything in 11 minutes. Step 1, establish purpose. Film versus video game assets. Are you making a 3D model for a film or a video game? This choice is important because it decides how your 3D model will be used. In film and animation, scenes are pre-rendered. This process involves rendering complex scenes with millions of polygons and large textures frame by frame to make a final image sequence. It's a task that can take weeks or months, often requiring the assistance of a render farm, a set of computers dedicated to solely rendering. Film assets are thus created with high levels of detail, allowing for perfectly smooth surfaces and photorealistic results. Since these animations are rendered before ever being viewed, there's theoretically no limit to the density and details of these assets. Of course, there are practical constraints like time and other resources. On the other hand, video games operate in real time. Each frame is rendered instantaneously to provide a seamless gaming experience. This necessity means that game models must be optimized. Details from a high poly model are often transferred to a lower poly version through a process called baking. Ever noticed how if you zoom in on a game asset, especially with curved surfaces, they often reveal a simpler low poly structure? This is a prime example of optimization in action. Knowing whether you're making a model for film or video games is super important. It helps you decide how to make your model in the best way for its purpose, making your work better and faster. Step number 2, gather references. Using the right references is key to making your 3D models look real and lifelike. Here's the most common types of references to guide you on your project. Photos, they're easy to find and use. Use Google for general images, eBay for products, or even take your own photos if you have access to the real life object. Concept art, this is perfect for creating things that don't exist in the real world. Find inspiration on ArtStation or use AI tools like Midjourney or Runway to generate unique concepts. Blueprints, these detailed drawings are great for precision, especially when placed inside of your 3D software viewports. You can find them on sites like theblueprints.com or create your own with a software like Adobe Illustrator. Creating my own vector blueprints is a technique that I use all the time in my own 3D modeling projects. Scan data and photogrammetry. These provide detailed 3D information ideal for 3D modeling on top of real objects. But remember, they can be really heavy on your computer's resources, especially for dense meshes. Take a look at this example where I'm 3D modeling using this software called Plasticity, and I'm using scan data to create my object on top of that 3D reference. Curves, combined with blueprints, you could use them to quickly visualize and shape your 3D forms, a technique often used in vehicle modeling. You can use these very same curves to loft or connect and create additional surfaces like nerves or outputs of polygons to quickly build out your 3D model. Pro tip, organize your references with a free tool like PureRef to keep everything you need in one place, making your 3D modeling process much smoother and efficient. Step 3, choose your 3D software. Depending what type of 3D model you're trying to create and its purpose will determine which 3D software is best to use in your pipeline. For organic models like characters, sculpting programs like ZBrush, 3D Code, or Blender are ideal for their intuitive digital sculpting-like approach. The ability to sculpt on a piece of digital clay lends itself well to creating and exploring organic forms. For hard surface modeling, polygonal 3D packages like Maya, 3D Studio Max, or Blender are great for creating the most complex hard surface models. And when precision is key, especially for manufacturing, CAD software like Fusion 360, Plasticity, or Moai 3D is the way to go. They offer the exact measurements and detail control needed for intricate designs, like this custom-made 3D printed water cup holder that I made for my vehicle a couple of years ago. As a digital artist, diversifying your skills with different software is key. I've always wanted to push my animations and VFX by better learning After Effects. And that brings us to today's sponsor, Skillshare. It's the largest go-to online learning community with thousands of classes for creatives. Whether you're into fine art, animation, or film and video, Skillshare's learning paths will guide you on a creative journey from beginner to pro. I recently enrolled in the Master After Effects Professional Techniques learning path. Check out my compositing work on the opening shot of this very same video. Within a short week, I noticed a big improvement in my work after enrolling in Skillshare's After Effects classes. And now you can start your learning journey too. The first 500 people to use my link below get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. It's a whole month of unlimited access to enriching classes by industry pros. Just click the link in the description below and you're on your way to mastering new skills. Step 4, the 3D modeling hierarchy. You've pinpointed your asset's purpose, gathered a wealth of references, and chosen your 3D software. Now it's time to dive into the actual 3D modeling. The key is to start broad and refine as you go, ensuring accuracy in proportions and structure before diving into intricate details. Think of your modeling journey in stages or passes, each adding a layer of detail and bringing your model closer to life. Primary forms. This is also known as the blockout. Start with the big picture by establishing your primary forms, the most basic shapes of your 3D model. These foundational shapes, like the main body and wheels for a vehicle or the overall body of a character, are crucial. They set the stage for everything that follows. Think of it as sketching out a basic outline before adding finer details. It's essential to get these right, and no amount of detailing can fix inaccuracies at this fundamental level. At this stage, focus on proportions and shapes without worrying about the finer details or topology. Secondary forms. Once your basic shapes are set, move on to secondary forms. This is where you add complexity and define specific features within the primary shapes, like muscle structures, clothing folds, or even emblems on a vehicle. These forms refine your model and provide depth. If your model requires specific topology, such as for specific deformations or a sub-D workflow, this is the stage to refine it. Tertiary forms. The final touches come with tertiary forms. At this stage is all about the fine details that make your model come to life. Skin wrinkles, small scratches, or intricate patterns. These details should only be added after the primary and secondary forms are well established. Common mistakes. Be aware of the beginner's trap into rushing into tertiary details. Jumping into these details too early can often lead to wasted effort if the larger forms need to be adjusted later. Solid primary and secondary forms are prerequisites for successful detailing. Additionally, consider your tertiary detail execution. Consider the balance between 3D modeling and texturing. Texturing in packages like Substance Painter can provide detailed results much faster and with much more flexibility than 3D modeling every minute detail. Remember, a methodical, layered approach from primary to tertiary forms not only makes your 3D modeling process smoother, reduces common pitfalls, and leads to a much better 3D quality model with much wasted time. We've broken down the entire 3D modeling workflow, from understanding the pivotal differences between modeling for film and video games, harnessing the power of references, and choosing the right software. We also looked at the crucial step-by-step modeling process. We've seen how primary forms set the foundation, how secondary forms add complexity, and how tertiary forms bring those final touches that make our model come alive. While this video has given you a bird's eye view of the entire 3D modeling process, becoming a pro at hard surface modeling involves diving in deeper into the entire process. And that's why I created the Hard Surface Masterclass. It's a free training breaking down my entire workflow into a simple step-by-step process. In this 3-part training, I'll cover everything from 3D modeling, UV layout, and texturing, providing you all the tools and techniques to create next-level 3D models and open doors to new opportunities in the industry. Unlock the 3D secrets that will get you hired and transform your passion into a profession. Click the link down below to claim your seat. Until we meet again, keep pushing the limits of your 3D art. I'll catch you at the masterclass.